for Mema Obibiara Akwaba Adeba Nimde News so Sabri and Sama Etregu El Omagana and Ayadema for Yanko and Samu Emu.
Elections are won at the polling stations during the 2012 Supreme Court proceedings on the election petition. As chiefs, we are concerned about the potential consequences of a rerun should it be upheld. If violence and vandalism at the collation center and the destruction of electoral materials by aggrieved individuals can lead to a rerun, undoubtedly we have a very good reason to say that it will definitely set a dangerous precedent for future elections in Kpandai. We the chiefs respectfully are calling on the president and all stakeholders to ensure that the will of the people of Kpandai constituency is duly respected regarding the 2024 parliamentary elections. We and our subject gathered here today are a mix of sympathizers of both NDC and MPP and would want to live in peace. And so we say no rerun in our constituency. We do highly respect the rule
of Parliament to remove his name. The lesson is clear. Parliament decisive action in the Kwesing case was not based on High Court ruling alone. It was based on specific final orders from the Supreme Court. Now compare this to Kpandai. Today, we have no order from the Supreme Court. We have no injunction. Instead, we have a High Court ruling that has been formally stayed and is under appeal. To use the Kwesing case to justify instant action in Kpandai turns the truth upside down. Kwesing's case teaches us to wait for the Supreme Court's final word. In Kpandai, we are ignoring that lesson and acting before the first appeal has even been heard. We cannot use a case that required court intervention to justify acting when the Supreme Court has not spoken at all. The pattern, therefore, Mr. Speaker, is undeniable. This House has always required one of three conditions: the exhaustion of appeals, a final specific order from the Apex Court, the member's own resignation. Article 99 1E of our Constitution is precise. A seat becomes vacant upon a determination by the appropriate judicial authority. Our history proves that a determination is not the first word of the High Court. The final authoritative word after the appellate. Our history proves that a determination is not the first word of the High Court, but the final authoritative word after the appellate process is complete. Our legal system is built on this foundation. The right to appeal is a fundamental pillar of justice. Yet, this House is being urged to treat a suspended, appealed, and contested High Court order as the final, irrevocable command. This violates the Constitution and repudiates our legacy of institutional restraint. Let us be unequivocally clear. By acting now, we are not following precedent. We are shattering it. We are declaring that for the people of Kpandai and for Honorable Matthew Nyindam, the historical respect for the process and appellate right is null and void. We are telling the 363,734 citizens whose clear will is not in mathematical that their vote is expendable. We are telling Honorable Nyindam that his constitutional right to appeal, a right exercised by Nyamekan, Sekunde, and Kwesi, is meaningless. We are telling the Court of Appeal its pending task is irrelevant. This is not upholding the law. It is a selective, cynical, and historical illiterate application of it. If we proceed, we do not wrong Kpandai today. We establish a toxic new rule for tomorrow, that a parliamentary majority can weaponize a first instance court order to instantly unseat a political opponent, rendering the appellate courts and our own historical practice obsolete. Therefore, the duty of the House is clear. We must, one, acknowledge that a stayed and appeal judgment cannot be considered a final determination, as our history with Dan Abudapi and others confirms. Number two, we defer any action until the appellate process is conclusively complete, respecting the precedent set across decades. And number three, we need to recognize that this premature notification violates the separation of powers, disrespects the judiciary, unjustly disenfranchises the people of Kpandai, and betrays Parliament's own tradition of constitutional caution. And finally, number four, need to withdraw the notice of the Electoral Commission to the Electoral Commission immediately. This is not a partisan plea. It is a call for basic constitutional fidelity and historical consistency. In conclusion, I stand here for the rule of law and for the sanctity of our parliamentary traditions. The notification on Kpandai is historical aberration. It is a violation of the separation of powers. It is a usurpation of appellate jurisdiction, a disenfranchisement of Kpandai voters, a denial of Honorable Matthew Nyindam's rights, and a gross departure from our own settled practices. Accordingly, I submit that this House is constitutionally, legally, democratically, and procedurally bound to withdraw the premature notice issued to the Electoral Commission. Let history record that this Parliament chose the wisdom of its past precedents of Nyamalkan, Abu Dhabi, Amwatin over the rashness of partisan expediency. Respect the stay, await the appeals, honor our history, uphold the Constitution. The people of Kpandai are watching. Ghana is watching. History is watching. Thank you.
The former Snowman, as Senna Omajinia too. Now, what trouble money? Sabe, and Abakuma about almost 4,000. And now Parliament, you know, Jumania, Jumama Kpandai for. I be BCLC. Shakwa omo de fashion. Because who share the question now, Obi. I don't understand. Nobody pa man said that you be. And let me tell you, when God bless my caucus because nyombe tinya ya na omoya no omo cite instances even quantity na ebeka se mrakura sabio enche da nya adwuma no wole si ba election a ye koye samanya make look at those days omo kwano Parliament allowed him to go through to up to the appeal court say appeal court rule for say mimia constitutionally no free ho if you know actually dan abudakpe he got the same treatment ono krano the court pronounced say why you boni mo de lo ko sabi o ye de lo ko jail o onye say sabi o fie he said the way am me sabi me wo fie no sabi me nya boni bi no the seat was left for him until say sabi onya presidential pardon kwa ba ye be take over Abu Sakandi he got the same treatment okoya kodru sabi appeal court and sana omubia no for constitutionally ena sasit no omo declare no vacant. Dr. Yakubu Miao, the same treatment was given to him. Although court Nubia say the way Abano Moto Miano, it was wrong. He went to the appeal, so for stay of execution. The Parliament allowed him until say the High Court overturned that ruling of the appeal court overturned the issues in his favor. Then that question and no can answer no. He enjoyed the same privilege until the Supreme Court say he should not hold himself as the MP any longer.
And you are saying, sir, in all these instances, no, Parliament declare a seat vacant.
No, until they fought the legal battle to the end. Because only said the when it comes to parliamentary elections,
yes,
we were up to the appeal court say,
yeah, court of appeal, sure.
We just gone to the Supreme Court because of the first the Gazette notification in nearby, which has to do with the status. That is why we went to the Supreme Court. Other than that, the appeal court, and then the last resort for me to know say ruling now High Court the abano juma na say enya juma. But then I mean may me go through some of these challenges.
Inti meaning say everyone Monday went to me at my Parliament, right?
Parliament. Me last week. When I'm near as a member of Parliament, I owe it to duty. Say, I'll go back to my constituents and tell them exactly what happens.
Okay.
So, may take a leave of absence.
Okay.
For almost 8 days or so. Say, constituency innocent. So I need to educate the people and let them know exactly what is happening because akunyano yomodia and omodia mame. So bibi ko akunyano, asa bibi touchima wa akunyano wa. Here say me ko ba mama nie. So meti wa social media say. So I was even at the constituency and I say speaker issue through the clerk of parliament say maybe sit on or ma declare vacant. Inti media boni be na maye me ya na ha me kakra kwa me say speaker na ene o ma friends clerk no he's been a member of parliament throughout inti somewhere mekano eyade a wodum pese say na eti ena jachi question case no kura no onu na no speaker and the science and winning I see. Inti a moment we say Sabi it is a planting from the one say every Samedru parliament, you know, this is what they want to do to me.
Okay, say a planting speaker of parliament in so any hobby.
Na any planting Sabi asam na ye de court no. Sabi mprabi asa. The catcher said, Kpandai, now, Bobby, tell me one single instance of what to say. You are too about obi akoko to say
asempa
enye the vote no mo wia o enye say o ma preventing nko for so mo nkoto aba o enye say bibia o na say o say o wa identify irregularities or pink sheet so electoral commissioner the original pink sheet ni nyina aba court some of the things na o mo ka say appeal o mo duplicate so no it's contained on the original pink sheet of the electoral commissioner. Na Mimia, no, ultimately before. Where have you seen that before? In the history of Mother Ghana, say Obiako court, say on irregularities, almost cancer manana to the extent say court no be say Yambeto election in Kpandai because of irregularities, unsubstantiated irregularities. Obi what did that woman? Straight to Parliament to Sukurano, and the essence of my natural justice. Say, Camilla, the Minkamasem, na appeal court in Tiemi, na Supreme Court in Tiemi, and also Obo Manaquai, and Mamania Sadiano, na Obi, Bonnie Benamai. What wrong have I done?
As we speak, yes, any application was going to be very critical for you. Sanka court no granting no meaning say anka seats na you declare the vacant that will not happen. Anka bit mark of parliament until say the substantive matters will be dealt with. And the court maybe across 18 say ordinary ruling but the other point is no sectoral application to the Supreme Court. No, so the court may say no. Away. Supreme Court
on the 16th.
I mean 16th.
1/6.
Okay.
Data over the lawyers.
Lawyers no.
And I will also the question 1/8.
Yes, so anyway, but the point is
18th.
At the end of the day, say
yes.
Say Supreme Court granting a sectoral right now. Then because the sectoral will cost the decision of the High Court into the only 18th ruling maybe moot in the ancient hour and no ebeko, but you are not a happy man, obviously, right?
I'm human. I will not be a happy man. I'm not worried so much, but I'm not a happy man.
Now
me nipa ena me hu boni a madi me nyo bi abone me a member of parliament na adwuma na ese me ye ena me guso ameye se me som Kpandafo ena me som omo me ntia mra bi a me nye boni bi a adan
na opponent asase campaign or constituency hobby
Omo asase gidi omo ananse ipa 3 days ni omo de mobile calculator ama ana me dia ana omo offload die omo di go omo so omo de babe campaign and I have the videos of am send am
and why mo na buy
hey no na buy mo na so omo ka buy election Kpandai
and na say so start a campaign